Just another quick one. I was having a quick little look at some of the reporting around the Project Veritas investigation that cornered a Pfizer worker, who made some pretty unguarded comments about, natural immunization being like more effective than vaccine immunity. Um, so yeah, I mean, it is pretty interesting. Project Veritas has done some, or has produced some very interesting results to some of their investigative work. James O'Keefe is a very interesting character. And I'll link a couple of the most eye-catching ones in the description. What I did want to make a quick point about Project Veritas's mode of operation. Now they've actually had a couple of court interactions where they were able to basically defend their content on the grounds that they were being defamed, that they had misrepresented the footage that obtained of the unguarded conversations with the likes of folks that work at CNN, Pfizer, other news outlets, and that's all well and good. I mean, like there's no question that they won on those cases on the merits of the fact that they don't edit footage they get. They present it as is. But herein lays a small problem as far as I'm concerned, and it's not a denunciation necessarily of the work Project Veritas are doing. There might not be any other way of penetrating through some of the crazy narratives we're expected to swallow. But if you're surreptitiously recording someone, it doesn't really necessarily matter that you're not taking them out of context when you present what you've recorded. The fact is, you're recording them, and it's very easy to subtly lead someone up the path and entice them to say things that support your narrative or support what you're saying. No, it's not to say that very very telling things regarding, like, for example, I link one on the CNN producer being very unguarded about how they produce news. It is fascinating to see, like. But I just personally am a little bit suspicious of surreptitiously recording people, just simply from the point of view that you're recording them, and you can subtly influence the way people will speak. Now, you could argue that you're just making them comfortable to speak about stuff that is very incriminatory. But it's there's a reason why cops have to be extremely careful if they're, or even the humble public servant has to be careful about, anything like, undercover work, because it is possible to influence someone. You know something they don't know. You know that they're committing their words to a format that'll be kept as a record, and they don't know that. So I'm just. It's not a blanket, kind of dismissal of the Project Veritas work. And if I can find it, there's one that they did about using registering addresses for mail-in ballot fraud. It's very, very interesting, and you can argue the toss about the whys and wherefores of entrapment, but I mean, you can't argue with the fact that addresses can be used for thousands of people to register to vote at. It's highly dubious. Anyway, so yeah, it's another interesting layer to how in the information age we're trying to discern truth. I think on the balance, I think your man James O'Keefe's endeavour is actually quite well directed. I'm not 100% convinced at the method, but I'd be interested to hear anyone else's thoughts on it. As ever, thanks for listening.